Call a meeting to order for the Ashland Board of City Commissioners. If you will rise, we will ask Commissioner Goot to do our invocation, and I'll lead us in the pledge.
Let us pray. Lord, we thank you this evening for our city. We're thankful for our citizens, our neighborhoods, and the quality of life that we enjoy in our community. As we conduct city business tonight, give us, this Board of Mayor and Commissioners, wisdom and guidance in our decisions. Bless our staff and employees and those in attendance this evening. We pray always in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Commissioner Goot. Okay, motion to receive and file the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion to receive the minutes for the recessed meeting for May the 20th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, additions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we'll start with you, Commissioner Reimer.
Well, I want to welcome everybody that's here today to this meeting. The only thing that I want to touch on is I think we've had some record turnout at our Dawson pool this year as the season has started. So we're excited to see folks coming out and utilizing our pool. This is the second season after the complete renovation of that pool down there, and it's really affordable. I think $5 for adults, $3 for individuals. Was it 17 or younger? And then there's a threshold younger than, is it 5 or 8 maybe, that's free, Sean?
There's just under that gets free, and then I do want to mention, we do have scholarship opportunities for those that don't have the means at that time.
Yeah, we need to push that and do what we can to, so we can
Maybe
help
we can
some
get
folks
that
on
word out
that.
through social media.
Yeah, thanks. That's all I have. Thanks, Sean.
Okay. Commissioner Renfro?
I just left the Housing Authority meeting in Scope. They, 98% occupancy right now. And the reason they're not 100, they got 7 units down for rehab. They got 303 people on the waiting list at Scope. They have 111 on the waiting list at DeBoer Hill. So that's going very well. And DJ was talking about record crowds at the pool. I haven't been to all the first Fridays, but I went last Friday. And that had, if that wasn't a record crowd, it had to be close to it. The car show I had to have over 150 cars.
Yeah, we were talking about the other day, we think maybe around 200.
Yeah. And live music. I had my back turned. I didn't know if it was Les Cranepool or Geddy Lee playing bass, but I looked and it was Aaron Snyder from the paper, and so I was very impressed. So, thank you, Aaron.
Very good. All right. Commissioner Martin?
Be sure and mention Mr. Renfro in your article.
I'm working hard up here, Aaron.
Thanks for being here, guys. We got a good agenda. Let's
Yeah.
get to it.
Commissioner Goot?
I just want to welcome everyone. I just want to recognize our 2 newest businesses, Alpha Piatto, and I ate there yesterday, and of course, Kinley Donuts, if you can get in the place. They sell out just about every day. They're open from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the afternoon, 7 days a week. And they're working really hard for the demand up there. It's just been probably unreal. And just want to shout out to the First Friday comment. I heard it was a near record crowd. And I'm looking forward to summer motion. That's all I have.
Very good. All right, and I'll echo what everybody was talking about with First Friday. I think it was a very successful First Friday. But also I want to talk about our American 250 committee just for a few minutes. We have the next event is our Blue Star Memorial dedication. That memorial is going to be Sunday at 2 or 3 o'clock, and we'll unveil that. Just a little information about what that is. The Blue Star Memorial was started by the National Garden Club, which our Southern Hills Garden Club is actually a part of, and who are sponsoring this event. And it was nationwide, but it came from the World War II Blue Star, and there were flags that if you had an armed service member in your family that was deployed, then you put that blue star in the window. So the blue star really just signifies and pays honor to any of our current armed services members, men and women. Unlike the gold star, which we just had the event for, which were service members that actually lost their lives in combat. So the blue star, if you can make it, that we would love to have you. And these historical markers, it'll be in the 1500 block of Carter Avenue. And that's all I have. And
Mayor, you mentioned Southern Hills Garden Club. We ought to, special thanks to them for redoing the riverfront flower bed last week. It really looks nice.
Yes, matter of fact, Commissioner Martin and I were there while they were working, because we knew that WSAZ was en route to actually present them with the Hometown Hero Award. So we tried to keep that as quiet as we could, but a few of them knew that. But we want to continue to commemorate them for what they do for our city, to beautify it. And they do a lot of work in all the different places, and just wanted to give them recognition for that. Okay, thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our presenter this evening is Eden McKenzie. I think she's back here. She's going to be talking to us about economic development.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I would just like to take a few moments and to provide you all with an update on our ongoing economic development efforts here in the city of Ashland. We've recently received updated community data through our partnership with Blueprint Kentucky. This data provides valuable insights into demographic trends, workforce characteristics, and economic indicators specific to Ashland. These updates will help us better target industries, refine our recruitment strategies, and ensure we are making data-driven decisions moving forward. We also had the opportunity to meet with representatives from the Cabinet for Economic Development to discuss new regulations and updates to opportunity zones. These changes are designed to make the program more accessible and effective, which could significantly enhance our ability to attract investment into designated areas within the city. This map is also located online as well, and you can see exactly where our opportunity zones are. We are actively exploring how to leverage these updates to support redevelopment and business expansion projects. Due to some changes made to the Kentucky Business Investment Program during the 2026 legislative session, our department participated in an informational webinar that was hosted by KAED and the Cabinet for Economic Development to help economic development professionals better understand what changes are going to be occurring and how those updates could impact your community and future projects. We look forward to meeting with the Cabinet directly to talk about how these changes can directly benefit Ashland. On a personal note, have to throw this in there, I'm proud to share that I recently graduated from the University of Oklahoma Economic Development Institute. OUEDI is an intensive 117-hour certification program which provides a broad spectrum of advanced education for economic development professionals. This experience has provided me with additional tools, strategies, and national perspectives that I'm already applying to our local efforts here in Ashland. From a business recruitment standpoint, we see steady interest in logistics and small manufacturing companies. Several active prospects are currently seeking facilities in the 10 to 15,000 square foot range. We are working to identify suitable sites and buildings that can meet those needs and position Ashland competitively for these opportunities. 2 calls this week with meetings already scheduled for next week that specifically fall into those parameters. We have also been actively engaging with site selectors and have submitted multiple Ashland properties for consideration by several national quick service restaurant brands. These conversations are ongoing, but we remain optimistic about the potential for new retail and dining options. Effective retail economic development requires a proactive strategy. It's a little different than normal recruitment. You have to figure targeted marketing, demographic data, and real estate representatives and developer partnerships to kind of attract them. So you have to have a developer and a real estate agent who might not know each other, and then the middleman is essentially our department, economic development. We bring every party to the table to discuss. Most communities now heavily recruit using data to prove their local market viability rather than just waiting for a business to arrive organically. So if 9 times out of 10, if you see me, my cell phone is in my hand, and that is just proactive outreach. The fast casual dining concept is the concept that is at the top of every site selector's list. It's just what's popular right now. It's what's trending right now. And so concepts like Chipotle are top targets alongside high demand coffee drive-thrus such as Dunkin' Donuts and 7 Brew, and specialized chicken chains. Those are your top 3 all across the board through every site selector webinar I've attended. And also discussions regarding the new townhome development in Ashland are continuing as community leaders and development partners explore opportunities to expand the city's housing inventory, which everyone knows is much needed. Additional housing options are critical, and they are needed to support our workforce growth, attract new residents, and meet the increasing demand for quality housing. Lastly, discussions continue regarding the former AK Steel site. I know this is a very hot topic. It is a very hot topic in my office as well. The multiple parties are currently engaged in conversations surrounding potential acquisition and redevelopment. While these discussions are still in progress, the level of interest in this site shows long-term potential for a transformative development in our community. Overall, we are seeing positive momentum across multiple fronts, and we remain focused on creating opportunities that will strengthen Ashland's economic future. And I appreciate you all, letting me speak as always, and I'm happy to take any questions that you all might have. I know that was a lot to throw at you.
When you talk about that former AK Steel property, are you talking about the coke plant? Are you talking about the West Works? You talking both?
I'm talking specifically about the coke plant.
Okay.
Congratulations on completing your
Yes.
course.
Thank you.
It's quite an accomplishment,
Thanks.
and a very nice presentation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
She mentioned housing several times, and our homeless committee is working on that. And there's something I'd like for us to explore, not today, but as we know, we are demolishing a lot of the houses around here that nobody wants to work on. And a lot of them have accumulated enormous fines from code enforcement and that kind of thing, cutting grass and all that. I would love to come up with a program that maybe if a developer would somehow commit to rehab that house within X amount of time, that we would remove those fines. I don't know if that's possible or not, but maybe that's for discussion for another time.
Well, just to be honest, over the last several years, we've been willing to work with, different ideas and different developers and different folks. They're usually someone that already has an interest in the area, someone that's already a landlord, or somebody that, there's several folks that buy and flip houses, rehab troubled houses or houses that have problems, whether they be on foreclosure or whatever. We're willing to work with anybody on those fronts. Both I and Mike McKay are willing to entertain any ideas that folks have, whether it be a demolished house that is a vacant lot between 2 properties, and if a neighbor wants to see what we might be able to work out with them. We have always, at least since I've been here, actively worked with code enforcement and any prospective purchaser or someone who wants to get that house back onto the market and onto a tax roll in a positive way.
I think if we marketed that, I think we would have some of these developers for homes would come back to Ashland to
Well,
work, if
I
we're
think
willing
need
to work with
I think we
them.
need to look at some of our code regulations as well as zoning and start going to a common sense approach. I think some of the requirements now are mind-boggling, they're not common sense. So I think
You know,
there's
some of the
something we
ones,
need
some
to
of
look
the
at.
fines that are on these are, liens, they're more than what the property's worth, you know? And sometimes I think that's the deterrent, but we can, talk about that, maybe bring it up and discuss it at another.
Eden, what
meeting.
challenges do businesses face if they want to invest downtown? You know, because, you know, you drive downtown, you see several open shopping spaces, retail spaces. What challenges are you hearing from businesses when they try to go downtown or try to look at space downtown?
So one of the main, I wouldn't necessarily say problems, but a weakness that we have is unrealistic pricing on properties, whether that be downtown or anywhere. If you're trying to enter into Ashland, a lot of these property owners want, you know, 2, 3, 4 times what the appraisal price is. And, you know, unfortunately, when you tack on acquisition cost and construction cost, it just doesn't make the project feasible if acquisition costs of the property are astronomical. I think that is probably one of the biggest hurdles that we have to face. You know, those are some tough conversations you have to have with property owners because it is their property and they think the world of it. But unfortunately, if the price isn't correct, then people aren't going to be able to purchase or even lease the property. So to answer your question, I would say
Have you seen any interest in South Ashland and businesses looking
there
at
is a
South Ashland?
lot of promise. I send out a few different sites based on the data that people present, and you know, South Ashland is probably the most densely populated in southeastern Kentucky. I've heard that come out a few times with households, with number of houses per like square mile. So that is one that we target specifically for, you know, small businesses, fast casual, with the schools being right there. So it's showing promising redevelopment. Again, it just, unfortunately, timing is everything in economic development.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for your
Great
hard work.
presentation.
Thank you.
Great
Enjoy your
presentation.
trip to Gatlinburg.
Thank you all.
All right, let's move into our public participation. This is an opportunity if anyone would like to address the commission of anything that is not on the agenda. This is the time to do that. You're allowed 5 minutes for one subject. If you like to do that, you can come to the podium and state your name and your address, and you'll be notified with yellow. You got 30 seconds, and red, you're out of time.
Hi, Mayor, Commissioners. I'm Celeste Coons. I'm the Executive Director of Visit AKY, Winchester Avenue. I just wanted to come forward and talk about the economic impact numbers that the governor went over with us yesterday and sent to us. Boyd County and Ashland are together, so we put out a joint post today. In 2025, we had a 2.7% increase. We had $160.7 million in secondary economic revenue. We had $33.4 million in labor and $12.4 million in state and local taxes. And I'm pretty proud of that. I see the momentum moving. The state of Kentucky, we hit another record for the state at $14.6 billion in tourism dollars. So just wanted to come forward and let you guys know how tourism is impacting our area, and definitely economic impact for sure.
Thank
You want to talk
Ms. Coons.
about First Friday just for a second?
Yes.
How many cars were there?
Well, honestly, not 100% sure, because after 130, they stopped coming and registering. So we had 130 register. Past that point, they were parking in the parking lot beside of Retina and Associates, down the side streets. We had some that drove through and left. We had so many smiling, happy people. It was the coolest thing to see because everybody seemed to really have a great time, and it was very positive. I'm very blessed by that. That was such a good, it was a good feeling to be there. I feel like we're able to keep revving that up, and we're able now to help with giving the kids things that they could take home. They had little cars that they could color and take home. Dutch Miller gave us some money to be able to do that, so we can give the kids things to take home and possibly be able to give them ice creams and things like that at each of the First Fridays, so that we're able to give back as well as have them be there. So First Friday was pretty amazing. And the next thing that we have coming up, of course, we have Sunset Scenes next weekend, and Makers Market. Sunset Scenes is Angels in the Outfield. So we've asked that all the baseball, local softball and baseball teams come out, and anyone that wears their uniforms. And we'd love to have like older people who have them too, be able to get free popcorn. But we just think that that'll be a really cool community thing too, to see all these kids and people out just wearing their uniforms and enjoying the riverfront, and it'll be pretty awesome.
Good job.
Thank you all for your hard work last
Yes.
Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
My name's William Reeves. I'm here to congratulate everybody that had such a good time there as well. One of the things that I noticed, and it kind of upset me, we have Winona Judd coming back to Ashland. The nameplate for her mother was ripped off the stage. It's not on there anymore. If you look at the front of the stage, the base, there's a thing that talks about it. There used to be a nameplate on top of the stage that said her mother's name on it.
Renamed.
I think that was back when previous commissions
That would have been something that the previous group took with them.
revamped,
No, it's been gone for 2 or 3 months.
You're talking
Well-
about just on the stage?
On the stage, there's a little plaque that says,
Have you seen it there since the other group left?
what other group? What are you
The
talking
managing
about?
Previous
group.
commission.
No, it's been there way before you, this, it's been gone for about 2 months.
it was
Too much,
Judge
huh?
stage.
But anyway, I thought it'd be nice to put that back with,
Yeah.
when Nelson would be back in town.
We'll go over there and look at it tomorrow.
Try to
Okay.
figure it
We'll
out.
see. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Plenty of people walk by, but they never really look at it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address the commission? Okay, hearing none, let's move into our old business. Mr. Wheeler, item A.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled a series bond ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, authorizing the issuance of $10 million principal amount of water and sewer revenue bonds, Series 2026A, which amount may be increased by up to $100,000 or decreased by any amount, designating the paying agent and registrar in respect thereof, approving the preparation of a preliminary and final official statement in respect thereof, providing for the sale of such bonds to the lowest and best bidder, and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to execute documents on behalf of the city.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
At the request of the finance director, I'm not going to make a motion to table for another meeting, so.
I
All
would
right.
just encourage, if we could, make sure we have a pretty good list of projects, obviously, that we're planning to do with this. I think that's something that Commissioner Martin and I
We'll just shorten it
shared.
and say have a good plan.
have a good plan, yeah.
We do have a good firm planned up, so.
Good deal.
Water loss team did an excellent job, too.
We have a good plan. We actually have a list of already engineered projects, so projects that we can start on immediately as soon as we get the staff and equipment. And then we have a second list of ones we could have engineered while we're working on the other ones. So, and some of the bigger projects that we need to do, Erica and Corporation Council and I we're looking for grant funds for those. And our water intake, we actually have some PFAS settlement money, that $2 million that we have that we can put towards those. So we have a good plan with our water overall.
From that water litigation, right?
Yes,
But the 10 million is for water line.
water
replacement.
lines
Right,
only. We're gonna,
And could we maybe get a bullet point kind of synopsis of what the plan is?
yes, our water loss team meets next week, and that will be our first priority.
Great,
Excellent.
appreciate it.
How
Thank
quick
you.
can we get shovels into the ground?
We gotta get the money.
Well, yeah, obviously.
He's ordered the equipment, and I think he has some staffing things open. We talked a little bit today.
So are we thinking early fall?
That might be a little bit aggressive to be able to get to that, but we still have a water line replacement project that we're getting ready to do in Catlettsburg. Excuse me. We're working on Bryan and Bryan Drive and Ewing Lane, and as soon as we finish that, we're going to do the larger project in Catlettsburg where we're going to add, I think it's like 7 hydrants.
Right.
But until we're able to get staffed properly, we wouldn't be able to get super aggressive on that until we get staffed properly.
Okay.
Which the problem with that, probably the biggest hang up for that is getting an operator, an equipment operator, and then just rotating your new people on to other, we can't put all new people on. We'd have to have experienced people to do the replacement projects. So just rotating the people around and making sure that everyone's trained.
I know we can't set a time, I mean, we don't have a timeline, I wouldn't think, of how long this $10 million will last on repair or replacement projects, but do you have like an estimate, it'll take 2 years to complete the list that you're planning to prepare, or?
Our list is way bigger than $10 million, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, what this,
I think we can
Bond is
expend the
We could
money.
pro- we could probably come up with something.
Well, I think the beauty of this too, hopefully we're gonna have less breaks and then less time to spend fixing those breaks and be able to even compensate more.
One of the benefits for me is that when we fix our worst, our repair costs are gonna go down. We're not spending staff time repairing them. We're not spending time going out to the same sites over and over. And there'll be less citizens that will be without water in these areas. So we're gonna hit the worst ones first.
Is the priority list changed, Mark, or is it what we reviewed in the budget session?
It's relatively the same. I mean, but it always changes to some
It could
extent.
change
like we
over the
saw
weekend,
when we had the raw water issue, how those changed. But
Right.
it's not changed a whole lot since then.
Okay.
I can get you all updated.
Yeah, whatever
probably.
the current deal is.
Yeah.
Could you remind us again of the timeline on the equipment that you've ordered?
I believe that the excavator's available right now, and then I want to think that the trailer is a few months out. The longest item is the dump truck, and I want to think it was like 6 to 9 months. Let me follow up on that.
The
to give-
thumb is with the excavator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, but the excavator is basically ready.
Okay. Great.
Our discussion has basically been that the list that we have could be completed within a 3-year time period. Is that a fair statement in terms of what the estimate was?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'd like to look at it and get back to you on that, because there's some large projects on that list too. Some like Oakview Road and 29th Street are large projects, and those would be contractor projects.
But we are continuing to seek grant funding for those. We want to
Yeah.
get the little ones that are.
And
soft.
there may be some contractor projects as opposed to doing it all internally, is that right?
There could be.
That would include the raw water?
But that'll definitely be a contractor project.
And the raw water will be paid with the PFAS funds, so we'll not touch the 10 million. It's
So it'll
set
be
in
a
the checking
redundant
account, ready to go.
system.
What?
It would be kind of a redundant system, right?
That's what we're shooting for.
Yes.
No, I think at one time, we did talk about in time frames once we got the money and equipment. Was this a 3 or 4 year project?
Yes.
Maybe I don't know if I just imagined that or,
Yes,
but, so that was talked about.
I
Okay.
remember it being mentioned.
yes.
All right, thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.
Any other questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item B,
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting and enacting supplement 2026 S1 to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Ashland."
So moved.
Second.
second, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item C,
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and S4 Water Sales and Service LLC for annual servicing of the total organic carbon analyzer in the amount of $6,275 for the Department of Utilities Division of Water Treatment Plant for a period of 1 year.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item D.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, amending ordinance number 101, series of 1986 as previously amended by amending Article 2 supplementary district regulations, Article 14 district regulations, and Article 15 definitions to incorporate definitions and land use regulations related to qualified manufactured homes, and amending the table of permitted and conditional uses.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item E.
Second reading and final adoption of an ordinance entitled an ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky, amending ordinance number 101, series of 1986 as previously amended by amending Article 13 conditional uses, Article 14 district regulations, and Article 15 definitions to incorporate definitions and land use regulations related to recreational vehicles, and amending the table of permitted and conditional uses.
Motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
I got a question about, in the summary part of it. It says, the last sentence, staff recommends the length of stay shall be no more than 6 months, with the option of a one-time extension of an additional 6 months. Now, that was their recommendation. That doesn't mean we have to go by that. I mean, once it's passed, we do, but I mean, at this point, we could amend that. We have a lot of traveling nurses that come through here, and a lot of traveling construction people. And I'm concerned if that's long enough. I have Airbnb across the street from me that they stay for months and months and months, and I know that's a regular house, but some of these people choose to live in travel trailers, and this particular place was out there close to Breezeland. I don't even consider that, I mean, that's pretty far out, considered a residential section in Ashland.
That's 12 months. Do we know the reasoning behind the 6 months with the additional 6? What the criteria was, or the reasoning behind those numbers?
Yeah, I'm not sure we have a team member here from that department, maybe Eden?
I can speak on it.
Did this come from the planning commission, or I would assume?
Yes, Catherine Nutzinger is not available today. She is out. But this was a recommendation from the Planning Commission. Again, the Board of Commissioners can either, accept their, recommendation, alter it, or deny it. So at the end of the day, the City Commission is the one that has the final say. But this was a recommendation of the Planning.
My concern is, do we want a, for lack of a better term, campground inside the city limits? To me, it's almost what you have.
Well, I think one of the key words in there, it's a recreational vehicle, not Airbnb. I mean,
True. But I mean, you're gonna have a lot of construction people coming through here that choose to live in one of those. I just think it's kinda limits their options.
I would assume that the planning commission had some reason that they used the 6 months. I mean, I don't know what they considered, so it's kind of hard to,
I'd like to hear their reasoning.
without
may have-
hearing a reason behind it.
Do the people that live in those recreation vehicles, do they own them, or are they renting them? If they're renting them, it's there. It's like, it's gonna be like a campground all the time.
Well,
They're not
that
pulling them in
would
and
meet
out.
that criteria,
Why don't I make a motion that we table this to the next meeting, and someone from Planning Commission can speak on this?
Or that we find out from the planning commission what the reasoning was.
We'll supplement, will Catherine be back on Monday? Okay, we'll supplement once she gets back prior to your next meeting.
And
And
you
we'll
have
have a-
Mike may have a recollection what the reasoning
Yeah.
was.
Right.
Yeah, well, there'll be minutes from the planning commission that should be available as well.
Okay.
so.
So I'll motion to table that.
We
Second.
have motion to table, second.
Second.
I already
Oh,
seconded.
said you already
Oh,
seconded.
yeah, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, all in favor of the table, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Let's move to our consent agenda.
A resolution of the City of Ashland, Kentucky adopting, authorizing, and approving the course of action presented by the city manager on the items appearing on the consent agenda for the regular meeting of the Board of City Commissioners of June 11th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion?
Only comment that I have is for item B, salt. I hope that the bin is overflowing in front of the bin, on top of the bin, around the bin, and behind the bin. So we'll have enough, for
Well, this
upcoming
was,
winter.
you remember.
I think
um,
we will. We got up to 2,200
Yeah.
times that we can.
If you notice, remember, this was a discussion we had with Judge Cheney.
Correct, yeah.
And in your summary there, it's talking about us selling it. I think, Ms. Veach, our price was cheaper than what they could get. Is that not correct?
I can
You can answer
possibly-
that?
Yeah,
Okay.
the city's bid was 115, and the county's bid came out at 150. So we're essentially doing some co-op purchasing.
Yeah, so this is a way for us to actually work with both city, Ashland City, Catlettsburg, and the county to save county taxpayers and city of Catlettsburg taxpayers money through this program with the salt,
Yes, sir.
correct?
Right.
Yes, sir.
My question is, before we got 1,000 tons at a time, is that correct, Sean?
I'll have to check on the amounts we can pick up.
Do we have enough space, covered space, to put 2,200 tons of salt?
I think previously, we got 1,000 tons, but this allows us the option to purchase up to 2,200 pounds, so.
But it doesn't always have to be delivered at once.
Right.
No.
Well,
and
but what
you
I'm
know,
getting
we
at,
can-
last year, if you remember, we didn't get it all at once, and we couldn't get it.
Well, you know,
Well,
there
if
was,
we paid for it, they
discussions
better deliver it.
Well, if they-
about maybe put them in multiple locations, you know, but we'll.
Go ahead,
hopefully
Michelle.
When we have this.
I see you're busting.
Barry just told me that we need to build a new salt storage bin when we move public service garage, so we will build it to what we need.
Okay.
Okay.
Satisfies that?
All right, I just have one question. On item C, Chief, it said where our project for the showers are 30% complete. Are you, does it meet your all's approval, or are they on task with that?
Yeah, they've ran into a few hiccups. We did have the change orders that came through, but they've done really well with that. They're moving forward. It's just been a little bit of a slow process where it's remodel. Things haven't quite went as quick as they wanted it to.
But you're okay with that then?
Yeah, everything's been going
Okay.
good. They've been working well with us. It's just a slow process where it's putting in something after the fact, the building being built.
You have
so.
usable showers.
Yes. Yep, each station's got usable showers at the moment. And they've been
Oh,
good
okay.
working with us to make that happen.
Well, I do have another question. I guess, Mark, on item F, all these surplus pipe that we are actually getting a heck of a deal on, but are we gonna be able to utilize all those different sizes of pipe, I guess?
You should have an.
Even though we're getting a good deal on them, you know, at 50%, that's pretty good.
Well, we use a lot of 12-inch fittings and those types of things. The pipe itself, I think I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but it's around 2,000 feet of 12-inch pipe. We have 6,000 feet of 12-inch pipe to replace on 29th Street.
Okay.
So if we go to do that, we're a third of the way there with the materials right off the bat.
Excellent. Okay, so that's a great deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd y'all find out about this? They just call you all?
They did contact, they contact our water distribution department, actually. The transportation cabinet contacted them. And then they had worked out some type of deal with the contractor, and there's actually 2 invoices. The way they had, it's weird the way they had to split it up, but we're basically buying it off the contractor, but the state is like chipping in for a portion of it on one of the invoices. I don't really know what their side is, but I know that we're getting it at 50% of what they paid for.
There you go.
So,
Hard to pass up.
Having more?
thank you.
Get some more off.
All right,
of
any
that.
other questions? We have a first and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, let's move to our new business, item A.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Morton Salt, Inc. for the purchase of up to 2,200 tons of treated rock salt at $115.50 per ton for the Department of Public Services Division of Streets."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Item B.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a trust participation agreement for the Kentucky League of Cities Insurance Service General Insurance Trust for fiscal year 2026 to 2027 and payment of property and casualty premiums in the amount of $957,261.42.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Were there other bids on this, or did we just go to KLC?
I know this is almost a 14% increase, but I do know that our local independent agent that was with us,
Goes through KLC.
you know, we're not going to use them, so that's probably saving 20,000 roughly. Okay.
Who's gonna respond to this, Michelle, or?
With the, well, I guess, no.
Did we get any
Commissioner Martin
other
had-
bids on the insurance? Just KLC?
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, item E.
First reading and approval of an ordinance entitled, "An Ordinance of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a contract between the City of Ashland and Centos Corporation for the rental of work uniforms for a period of 2 years for the Departments of Public Services, Utilities, Parks and Recreation, and Code Enforcement in the City of Ashland pursuant to bid documents opened on June 4th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item D.
Reading and adoption of a municipal order entitled, "The Municipal Order of the City of Ashland, Kentucky authorizing and directing the mayor to execute a temporary construction easement between the City of Ashland, Kentucky and Paul Evans Holbrook Jr. regarding the Beechwood, Forest, and Woodland Avenue Storm Sewer Project."
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, let's move to our executive session. I believe we do have,
Move that we go into executive session to discuss individual personnel matters and possible acquisition of property. Anything else, Mr. Williams?
Just making sure you said matters, there's multiple personnel matters.
I said
Thank you.
personnel matters.
Thank you.
yeah, matter there, okay. A second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, we shall return. We're back in session from our executive session, and as Mr. Renfro comes back in,
Wait just a minute, there's
and
just.
no action was taken.
Actually, Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to terminate employee 06112026.
We have a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Anything else that needs to come before the board? All right, we stand adjourned.